Hey CAD friends, today I'm going to be showing you how to take a picture and turn it into a product using Solidworks. Let's go. So the other day, a custom fabrication shop, Wolf Fabrication, reached out to me and asked if I could 3D print them some custom keychains. So today I'm going to be showing you how I took the image of their logo and turned it into something that I could 3D print. The way we're going to do this is using sketch pictures. So if you're not familiar with those, they're the way that SolidWorks lets you import images and scale them to a real life size. It's super useful for stuff like this, or when you're trying to reverse engineer something that you only have an image of. So to start a sketch picture, we're going to start with a sketch on the front plane, and we're going to go down into Tools, Sketch Tools, and Sketch Picture. So we're going to choose our Wolf logo here, and we can see it's imported. We're just going to move the image slightly so that dark spot is in, or the actual image is in the origin. Now there's this big blue line in the middle of the screen. This is your scale tool. So it lets you scale the image to the real life dimensions that you want. So I'm going to grab the corner of this and drag it down to the origin. And then I'm drag this end to approximately the edge. All right. And now it's going to prompt me for a dimension. So I want keychains that are roughly 2 inches wide. Clicking OK. So there we have it. We have that imported. It's to scale. So we could start tracing around it. Now, SolidWorks actually has an auto trace function. And it does exactly what it sounds like. It lets you auto trace the image that you have imported. Unfortunately, it's not very easy to find. It's actually hidden as an add-in in SolidWorks. So to enable it, you need to go into Tools, Add-ins, and these will be different depending on what package you have. But we just need to make sure that the auto trace function, or the auto trace add-in, is turned on. I have mine turned on automatically from startup. So what this allows us to do is it allows us to go into the image and go over, and it's got a bunch of auto trace tools. So the adjustments down at the bottom are to adjust the image that you imported. It's very critical that you have like a clear definition between what you want traced and the background. Unfortunately in mine, this isn't a vector image. So it's not a solid black and a solid white. It's actually just a picture of some cardboard. So I got lighter spots there. It's not like a clear solid color. So I'm gonna do my best to adjust this. We're gonna crank up the contrast so that's a little bit better. Maybe turn up the brightness. And I'm not too sure what those do. So then we're gonna choose the color that we want to trace around. So I'm gonna choose that dark. And we're gonna hit begin trace. So the tracing's begun, but you can see that because my image wasn't that clear, I get a really goofy sketch around it. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use the auto trace function. If we did have a vector image, it would trace a lot clearer, and we probably wouldn't have this issue. So we're just going to go back, and we're going to trace over this manually. So I like to start a separate sketch on the front page, or on the front plane. I want to start a sketch on the front plane. So the reason I do that is if you sketch in the sketch that you put the sketch picture, and then extrude boss that, it hides the sketch picture behind. So it's fine for this, but it's not ideal when you want to use other parts of the image for different features later. So we're just going to start tracing this out. So we're just gonna go around here, 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 here. It's pretty quick. Now that we got it roughly traced out, we're just gonna go back and add some relations to try and kind of clean this up so it's more symmetric to each other. Just general good, I guess, graphic design is to have more of this stuff parallel. Like I said, it was just a piece of, well, that didn't work at all. It was just a piece of cardboard cut out to make the logo. So most of the time this will be done for you. You shouldn't have to mess around with this so much, but I'm happy to help them out. 0.25. They build some really cool stuff, so if you're on the Instagram, go check them out. If you want more tips on how to use tools in SolidWorks, check out our Instagram page or our LinkedIn. We post weekly 30-second tips that'll teach you how to be more efficient in SolidWorks, as well as teach you hopefully some new tools. So this here, we're gonna make everything a 1/4 inch. So there we have it. We have it all traced out. We kind of have it tweaked a little bit so that's a little bit more symmetric than what we originally had. So now that we got that, we're just gonna go and extrude this out. And we're gonna make this about 3/16. And we'll just hide this sketch because that'll hide our sketch picture. And there we go. We have a nice logo. Actually looks pretty good. So the only things left is we got to fill this up so that it's a little bit smoother around the edges. That's too much of a fillet. We'll try 1/16. Let's see how that looks. That doesn't look bad. We'll try a 32nd. I think that looks better. I think it looks better when it's a little bit sharper. So we got all the fillets around the outside. The only thing is we're gonna have to add in a hole for the key to go through. And for that, we're gonna add in a slot. I'm gonna put this here. Make some reference geometry. Break this, we don't want that on there. And we're gonna add a center point slot. We're gonna make this about 1/8 wide, and then we'll make the keychain. Nope. We'll give it a radius of a 1/16, and we'll make these perpendicular to each other. Face this out a bit. We're still got this thing's still doing the funky chicken. So make some more relations here. Perfect. Extrude, cut that through. So there we go. We took a picture and we turned it into something that we can sell. All we got to do now is print literally hundreds of these. So that's going to be a little bit more time consuming. But I hope you learned something from the sketch picture tool. This is especially useful if you're a sign designer or you just want to reverse engineer something. It's just important that you get one of those clear pictures so that it's easy to start tracing around. So I'm gonna go ahead and start up the 3D printer because I have hundreds and hundreds of these things to start making. So thank you CAD friends for watching. I will catch you in the next video.